Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Virgo. If Virgo is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, I have a cat on me and so I'm going to do my best. She's laying on me like a little baby here. All right. All right, knock, knock, knock. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. Okay, well, Virgo, my fellow solar Virgos, and all other Virgo positions, I hope you're having just the most wonderful week. We've had a lot of silly weather, warm and then thunderstorms, which last night I didn't even know it was going to rain. I woke up at 3 in the morning. It was thunder and lightning and just a complete deluge. When I woke up, there's basically a lake in the backyard, which is okay because I had gotten it mowed earlier in the day and it was all right. Okay, let's see. Just turning this a bit more. Okay, so first of all, I want to look at this card. We have one of my favorites, and I love the colors on this one. We have the Star card, and this is from the Thoth deck. This is a card of kind of hope, dreams, wisdom, deep and meaningful relationships. For me, I like to think of this one too as kind of the thing that is illuminating in the night, but also so very enchanting. The thing that draws you into these long journeys to reaching goals and self-discovery, going inward while going outward, and just kind of this very beautiful and cosmic energy. Okay, so let's start with that. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can move this cat over. You have to move a little bit. Okay. All right, where are we gonna go first here? Well, actually, I know exactly where we're gonna go. And it's going to be right here. So I see this lovely little formation. Okay. And this cat just bumped it. Okay, come on. Come down. Thank you. Thank you for making good decisions. Okay, so we have this lovely little formation here. It looks like almost like a little chick, like a baby chicken kind of person, humanoid, right? And so I think of this very young, kind of naive, full of that hope, that wonder, just the feeling of a lot spread out before them. Okay, and then I see up here this orb, this light in the sky, and I get this. I'm kind of looking here too. It reminds me of just a field that is untilled. It's just an open, maybe a meadow, an open space, a glade, something like this. But I imagine maybe in your younger years, maybe in your in your dream life, your younger self, maybe a teenager, a young adult, not yet super tarnished by responsibility and struggle and, you know, the difficulties of becoming, you know, deeply into your adulthood. And I imagine this person at this age. Okay, I apologize. I had to banish the cat and I shut the door. But so I imagine this young form of yourself, okay? In your dream life, maybe in your visions, maybe truly this happened in your life, I don't know. But going out into the evening, into the night, with the sun down already, it's dark. Okay, walking out into this field, this open space, gazing up and seeing something, just a very bright orb, some kind of thing that is unexplainable, that had such an energy just kind of pouring out of it. Something that you could feel very, almost you could taste it. Just very powerful, leaving you in a state of complete awe, but maybe a little startled, but not scared. It feels almost familiar. Okay. I would say this is almost like a contact experience. But I think that this could be a dream. This could be maybe a visual representation of some kind of encounter, you know, with the divine, an opening of part of yourself, a rite of passage. But I really feel this this light in the dark, being drawn to it, really wanting to know it, to go into it. And thinking about it, it comes to mind often. Sometimes, maybe not every day, but once in a while. And I think this is kind of, you know, this could be, you know, I read some of the comments in some of my other readings. People don't know what I'm doing, what I'm talking about, and that's okay. These kind of visual journeys I try to add into my readings. These are things that, as I am looking at these symbols, they are visuals that come to mind, kind of an in-between place that I can go, you know, kind of go into. As I'm thinking about these things, they don't have to be literal. I think almost always they are not literal. But, you know, I'm a very strong, I have a strong relationship with the visual. I have a strong relationship with the dream realms. And so they come up in my readings a lot because this is a potent place of work. Okay. My readings are not necessarily like, are you going to meet your next boyfriend this week? Are you going to win the lottery? You know, are you going to get that new job? You know, sometimes we talk about things that are kind of like that, but if that's what you're looking for, it's probably not the right kind of readings for you. That's not to discount those kinds of readings. I think, you know, those are things even I want to hear about, right? These are not things that, These are not things that inspire me necessarily. So I'm not gonna spend I'm not gonna spend a lot of time thinking about them. They don't come out of my psyche as much for my readings. So, you know, I'm sorry if some of these are just too weird for people. I mean, you know, I get it. It's not for everybody, but sometimes these kind of visions are so potent for me. I have to talk about them. And the more readings I have been doing, which are at least 12 a week, but even more than that for private readings and so on, you know, it gets stronger and stronger. So I'm just going to share what comes to me, what reveals itself to me. And hopefully, even if it just reaches one person, I'm okay with that. Okay, so let's keep going. We've had this experience, right? This orb energy, this light energy, this star in the night energy. Okay, illumination of some kind, drawn to it. Okay, I want to look at these are little houses. Okay, I see a person here, I see another person here, and then as we turn the bowl, I am seeing people who look like they're kind of in a running position. They look like I don't know what they're doing, but they have their arms reached out. And we have this thing that looks like, and this is not in focus. Okay, so we have this thing that looks like a dragon, right? So it kind of I feel almost like, it's like this place that feels like home, where there's community, family likely, your tribe, your people, the people that feel like home, the place where maybe you grew up together. It feels like there's a lot of kind of chaotic feelings around maybe this place or with these people. It also feels like something has happened. There's some kind of upheaval. Okay, I feel that there might be, I get a sense that this is what comes to mind. I hope this isn't right, because this is, unfortunately, you know, with the way the economy is and everything, it's hard. Housing is just it's so expensive, and everything that has to do with that, it's become so destabilized. But it's almost like, I feel like maybe that there's an issue with something like a mortgage, maybe like a rental price has gone up, something like this, where there is just, it is becoming too taxing financially for somebody. I don't think this is you, but I think it's somebody who is within your family, within that tribe. I wonder if this is a family home, maybe, that is kind of come into a position of being too expensive to maintain. And there's a lot of this feeling of going up against this beast, right? This financial beast. You know, the lender or whatever it is, the landlord. And just, I feel that it's kind of feels like it's a losing battle. Okay. And there's a lot of heartbreak going on. I think for yourself, but even more so for whoever is living here, whoever is kind of has been in charge. Maybe this is your parents, grandparents, some family member. And it's just, there can't really see a way to make this work. And maybe if this is like the family home, maybe, you know, everybody's kind of moved out, moved away. It doesn't make sense to have such a big house anymore. Maybe they just don't want to live in the same area. They want to downsize, streamline their life, you know, this kind of thing. But it feels like it's a defeat of some kind. That's, you know, even though you know rationally this will be for the best. I also think that, and I want to go over this way. I'm seeing a sailboat. Okay, so this one makes me feel like this is going to end up being such a relief. Okay, after these initial hard steps of making a decision, you know, probably having to move, go through things, figure everything out, make a plan, go through the whole process, right? I feel like there's going to be so much weight lifted off of the person involved, but also for the family members around the situation, including yourself. I think that it will feel like this was something nobody wanted to lose, nobody wanted this to happen, but once it's done, there's going to be a lot less to worry about. Now, hopefully, you know, we're going from one situation to a more stable situation. I know that's not always the case, and, you know, plenty of, you know, I've been in situations where I was not sure about where I would even be sleeping when I was younger, definitely. So I understand how difficult that can be, but I do think that this is going to end up working out. So it's not going to be, you know, hopefully not getting into a place of, you know, being unhomed or uncomfortable wherever they are. I think that this will turn itself into an opportunity for a lot less things to worry about, a lot less variables. The financial side of it will be way more manageable, I think. So, you know, it's hard. It's hard to lose the place that feels like, you know, the representation of a physical home, of what home feels like. Even if you haven't lived there for a long time. You know, it's funny, even in the place the home that we have now, I've met like two separate groups of owners that, you know, they come by and reminisce because it's a very sweet house. I mean, it just has a good energy. And so you see that like people are just drawn back to where they remember their childhood, where you know, they were probably happy with their parents and they had happy moments, and, you know, or maybe it was like the first home they owned or whatever, you know, they raised their kids there. There's a lot, we have a lot of emotional attachments to our homes. But, you know, these are entanglements of the physical world, right? And they keep us tied to, you know, I mean, it's like the idea that our desire to feel attached to our memories, our nostalgia, is, you know, the thing about desires is that there's suffering. There's always an innate suffering attached to indulging in these feelings of, you know, once was, and this feeling of safety, you know, the arguably illusion of safety and contentment, and having a, tied to a foundational place. And I think it's okay to have those things, definitely, but, there's always going to be some amount of ache to it. I mean, this is like love of any kind, right? We step into love knowing that it's going to hurt us. Maybe it'll destroy us. Maybe it will literally scorch earth, our heart, at some point. And it likely will, right? But we stand up again, and we keep going, and we keep moving. And we choose to love again, almost always, right? We always kind of forget a little bit and then do it again. But, any kind of fondness or love or, sentimentality, there's going to be that little bit, that at least sliver of pain that runs through it. But, I think that this is going to be a situation that is not easy, but it will work out. Okay, it will be okay. And I see also this peaceful bird in movement. Okay, so there's going to be, travel, migration, moving into a new era. And I think that this is more the person that this, maybe your parents, grandparents, whatever it is. I think that they're going to be, moving into another cycle of their life, and might find, happiness they didn't even think that they would be able to have, right? Maybe they'll move into a new neighborhood and meet new people. Maybe, there's less housework and things to fix, and, all these stresses. And now they're living in maybe a more modest place, and they have more time to just enjoy themselves. It's funny how life sometimes can just balance itself out. And I also see, I feel that you are really going to be a bit of a hero in this situation, okay? I see a person with the little cape, and I think that you really are going to help them try to see the silver lining here. I think you're going to be the voice of reason, and that is going to be so helpful. Keep them feeling, just a little bit more positive, open, and receptive to, the movements of their life. Okay. You're really going to help hold them up. And I see this pretty little angel here, kind of holding up this lion. And I feel that kind of feeling of the lion being tamed, and that dragon from before being tamed, being coveted and held and guided by spirit, by maybe your guardian angel, the universe. Feeling once all of these details, these heightened feelings of stress and all of the things to do and decisions to make, and sadness and grief maybe, but then a calm ease, a quiet kind of just coming over the situation, seeing a clear road ahead, and then getting to that place where everything kind of just makes sense. We kind of just keep going on with life and, find a new normal. And maybe that new normal is going to be even better than the last. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to mention about a situation like this, any kind of big movement in our life where we're kind of, lamenting the end of something, possibly beginning of something new. I think that especially in a situation where we have like a physical home or a physical location or something kind of changing, transitioning, I think a really nice thing to think about doing is making some kind of keepsake box, having kind of a ritual of memory, of honoring this place. You could do this for your loved one. You could do this for yourself. I think just, kind of, memorializing the history that is there, and maybe keeping some rocks from the yard or some pressed plants or, something, something that you can take along with you and kind of tuck away and bring it out when, you're feeling a little, sentimental. Okay, let's see. We don't have a lot on here, but I do have a little heart. Okay, and I almost see like a little bit of a pesky fly. I don't know. It almost seems like maybe there's somebody in your life who, they're not a pesky fly, but they're very persistent. And I think that there's a bit of a fondness for them. But I think that this is kind of just a friendship, maybe a little bit of a flirtatious dalliance, but nothing really comes of it. And yeah, I think that's where it begins and ends. I just feel that there's a little bit of this energy, not much to think about, but, kind of just something that's takes a moment of your day here and there and maybe makes you smile a little bit. Okay. Well, I guess that's our reading tonight, Virgo. And I thank you so much. Thank you for putting up with the cat. She just, she is a very persistent one. I love that little girl. That's my little fly, my little heart and fly. She's very persistent about getting her cuddles. And when I'm running a bit late, she lets me know she is ready to get into bed and be held. So that's what I'm going to go do once I'm done with this. I want to thank you so much for the time you spent with me. I'm always so honored to bring these messages to you. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps me get into the algorithm, and we're growing the channel one person at a time. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos come out between now and the next Virgo, which should be in about 7 days. You can watch your other placements, your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising, Venus, cross watching, whatever you like. You can watch all of them if you want. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I love hearing from all of you. Most of you are really sweet. Some of you, I don't know. I still appreciate the comments though. And I try to get to all of them. So thank you. We will talk again very soon, Virgo.